let a man show you more than once that they don't want you. When they show it to you the first time, they literally show it to you. They don't say it, they show it to you. You need to pack your bags and leave. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I had to do this video. I was so like, my mouth dropped watching the interview. Here on YouTube, the Dear Wifey podcast or something like that by Lateras. He's pretty much a guy that also went through his own stuff with his marriage and divorce and all that. He started this show pretty much to try to help all the Christians out there who are also dealing with their stuff and, you know, and blah, blah, blah. So the interview that he did with this guy who's now a pastor. And my jaw was dropping as I was watching this interview. Wow. And, you know, a few things that I took from it, I'm going to share with you guys. So I guess this couple had gone through everything in their marriage. I guess they got married in their 20s and they've been married for over 30 years plus. And now they're claiming that things are better and stuff like that. But honestly, it's not better. From everything that we were watching, even in the comments, people were just saying like, these people should not even be on the show because there's nothing good about their relationship. It's exactly what people are like, no, you don't want that. And a lot of women who are single were like, oh, I hope this love never finds me, because it was literally horrible. Okay, so in the interview, they're talking about the experiences over the years of their marriage. And you can literally say that this guy did not want this woman. This woman wanted him more. One of the things that I've learned over the years, I've heard people say it, is never be the one where you love a man more, because literally you're going to put yourself through everything. You can be climbing fences. You're going to be going to jail because you love a man more. Okay. It's when a man loves you more, it's so much safer for you. It's healthier for you because then you don't go around pulling your hair out, you know, checking his phone and blah, 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 because he just loves you that more. And I've learned that, you know, now that I'm with somebody that I know loved me and got my back, I know what that feels like. When you're the one who likes somebody more, you are constantly anxious and checking their stuff, and you're following them around in certain places to see what they're up to. You're constantly like just on the edge about everything about them. You're never relaxed. But when you are with somebody that loves you more, you sleep really well at night. Okay? So that's one of the things that just you could see. Like, this guy's going on and on and on about everything. They're both looking like they're laughing, but you could literally see this lady is really trying to be defensive and trying to defend this man who has put her through everything. And she loves him more because she's like, oh yeah, he was my choice. He was my choice. And it's like, but you are not his. This guy literally went and said he used to date big busted women, Latinas who were short. And when this lady came along, he straight up said that this was not the woman he wanted. And I'm just like, girl, why are you still here? Pretty much he said that they got married because they had kids. I'm like, no. As much as I'm like for families and people staying together and all that, I refuse to be that person that would say that stay for the marriage. Never stay for a marriage. Never stay for the kids. Because at the end of the day, you have to live your life. You know? You cannot stay in a toxic marriage because you're staying for the kids. It doesn't help anything. If anything, the kids are seeing what the hell is going on. And they're going to be like, my mom is not happy. My parents are not happy. When you're both not happy, you're causing chaos in their lives. So I don't encourage that. So for her to just sit there kind of laughing and chuckling, and this guy's literally going on and on about all the stuff he's put her through, and she's still here. Another, let a man show you more than once that they don't want you. When they show it to you the first time, they literally show it to you. They don't say it, they show it to you. You need to pack your bags and leave. Because literally you're going to be signing up for a whole life of misery and just heartache and anxiety, and you know, your cortisol is going to be up, and you're going to be looking ugly and looking a hot mess because you're stressing over a man. Okay? So that's another thing that I noticed, that it's like literally this lady's just sitting there like, oh, he was my type. He was my type. And he's like, no, you were not my type. And probably still not. They settle. They settle for a relationship because, oh, well, we've been together for so long. It's for the kids. And it's like, no. And then another thing, that he became a pastor. And I'm just thinking, if you know how many people are in the church that are so messed up, they said that the church is now a hospital. That's where people go to find healing, if you know what I mean. People who are carrying so much baggage. And he's like, oh, I'm a pastor. And I'm like, people are like, who are you pastoring? Which church is this? Because we are not going. It was like, literally, this interview gave me all the tea. I was like, I cannot wait to talk about this. Like, this woman, he physically was not his type. So you have to pay attention to, if you're getting to know someone, especially for the single ladies out there, please pay attention. When a man is showing you that you're not his type, pack your bags and figure out and go find somebody else who adores you, who thinks that you are the queen, okay? Because men have a way of showing that when you're not their type. One of the things that I watched, I think on TikTok, is this lady said, go see what the men you're dating is following. Who are they following on social media? That will tell you a lot. I had a couple years ago where this man was saying like, oh, I've never been black women. I'm curious. I'm interested in all this stuff. I went on his social media and all he was following were Asian women. And I was just like, so why are you talking to me? Now, I'm not saying 100% that, it's guaranteed, but most of the times, yeah, they'll tell you who they're into. If a guy's like, oh, I hate women with tattoos, but on their social media, that's all they're following. Naked women with tattoos all over their bodies, run. Because literally they're telling you who they're not into and they're settling for you. You don't want to be the one that somebody settled for. This interview showed that, So they're going on, and a lot of people were really actually disappointed in the terrorists for bringing this couple on this show because it just kept getting worse. Another thing that caused the video to go viral was she said she would get his stuff ready for him to go out there and be with other women. She had accepted that he was with other women, but at the end of the day, she was the wife. Why would you settle for that? Why do you settle for men to treat you the way they want to be with other women that can potentially bring you diseases at home and all this stuff? You have kids together. Like, where is the respect for yourself? Where is your self-esteem? And then later on, she did admit that she had those issues. But at the same time, when she started figuring that out, I think she should have waken up at some point and said, you know what? This is not working for me. Because she spent her life really accepting so much BS from this guy. And somehow now that they're, involved in the church and they're making money and they have a business together, somehow it's like, well, everything is worth it. We went through it, but everything is worth it. And, I'm not against working on your marriage. There's things that you could definitely work on. But at the same time, it's just like straight up disrespect and somebody's just putting stuff in your face. It's one thing if, somebody's having issues of some stuff, like maybe they have mental issues that they're dealing with. And you could say, oh, get therapy, get help, get counseling and all that stuff. And let's try to work on that. But when you straight up know that somebody's straight up carrying so much trauma and just really treating you badly, and you still accept and you still stay around and you say it's for the kids, oh, it's because we have a good business together, we work together. No. If anything, now that I'm learning so much, I realize that in the past, I had my situations where I was dealing with some stuff that I shouldn't have dealt with. And so for me, watching this was just like, my skin was itching because I'm just like, girl, you're not this man's type. You're not his choice. And then one time she even confronted one of the ladies that was cheating with the guy, and came up to her and said, "Oh, the side chick was like, oh, so you guys are you gonna leave him?" She said, "No, I'm not gonna leave him. I'm gonna work on my marriage." And it's like, what? So all these other women were coming up to her and just disrespecting her, and she's like, "I don't care. I love him. I'm gonna work on my marriage. Just pick me, as they say." This interview was, I know for the views it's gonna go up for sure, but it was so disturbing. Like, wow, why would you settle and just let this man, like she said, she would iron his clothes and all this stuff to get him ready to go and see other women and all stuff like that. I'm just like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, she wasn't an ugly woman, she was an attractive woman. And I'm just looking at her like, what happened to you that would cause you to just settle for all of this BS? Anyway, I can go on and about this, but you guys need to check out this interview because it really went viral for a reason. Like, people were really upset, like saying that, oh, now in the name of the religion, some people are out here doing so much stuff that don't make sense and saying, oh, well, God showed me that this is my husband. God showed me this. I'm supposed to be this. So you're settling for whatever because, God showed me this was the man that I was supposed to be with, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like disturbing. Life is too short to be just sitting back and dealing with so much BS from someone. Like, if it's not working, pack it up and go find somebody else.